Folks, let me tell you, when you look around on American roads today, what do you see? You see a whole lot of Toyotas. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? From the busy city streets to the quiet country lanes, Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs are just about everywhere. You've got your Camrys, your Corollas, your RAV4S, and your Tacomas. It's like they've become a part of the American landscape, almost like baseball or apple pie. It really makes you wonder how one company managed to win over so many drivers in a country that practically invented the automobile. It's a big story, a really big story. Now, this didn't happen overnight. No sir. Toyota didn't just show up one day and become number one. It took decades of hard work. They started small, real small. Some folks weren't sure about these cars from Japan back in the day, but Toyota was patient. They listened, they learned, and they kept improving. They focused on what American drivers really needed, things like good gas mileage, especially when gas prices started to climb, and cars that wouldn't break down all the time. That's a big one, believe me. Slowly but surely, they started winning people over one car at a time. Think about some of their famous cars. The Toyota Corolla, it's one of the best-selling cars of all time globally, millions and millions sold. And the Camry, boy, that's been a family favorite in America for years and years. It's comfortable, it's reliable, it just does the job. Then you have the RAV4, which really helped kickstart that whole small SUV craze. People love those things. And for truck guys, the Tacoma has a reputation for being tough as nails. These aren't just models, they're like trusted friends for many families. So, how did Toyota do it? How did they earn such a big slice of the American pie, especially when you've got great American companies like Ford and GM? And what about the future? We're here in 2025 and the car world is changing fast, with electric cars and all sorts of new technology. Can Toyota keep its spot at the top of the mountain? That's what we're going to explore. It's a fascinating story about quality, smart thinking, and understanding what people want. Stick around, this is going to be good. You know, there's a word that comes up a lot when people talk about Toyota. That word is trust. It's a simple word, but it means so much, especially when you're talking about something as important as your car. A car is a big purchase for most folks. It's how you get to work, how you take your kids to school, how you go on those family road trips. You need to be able to count on it day in and day out, and for millions of Americans, Toyota has become that brand they trust. They feel safe putting their hard-earned money into a Toyota. This trust isn't just about the car starting every morning, it's deeper than that. It's about peace of mind. It's knowing that you're driving something that was built with care. It's knowing that the company stands behind its product. When you buy a Toyota, many people feel like they're making a smart, responsible choice. It's not always about having the flashiest car on the block. Sometimes it's about having the one that gives you the least amount of trouble and the most amount of confidence. That's a powerful feeling for any car owner. I've heard so many stories, and I bet you have too. Stories about Toyotas running for 200,000 miles, 300,000 miles, sometimes even more. People pass them down in the family. A father gives his old Camry to his daughter when she goes to college. A construction worker relies on his Tundra every single day for his job. These aren't just marketing slogans, these are real experiences from real people. And that word of mouth, that's more powerful than any commercial you'll ever see on TV. Friends tell friends, neighbors tell neighbors. Get a Toyota, you won't regret it. And let me tell you, earning that kind of trust takes a long, long time. It's not something you can buy with a clever ad campaign. You have to earn it with every single car that rolls off the assembly line. You earn it every time a customer has a good experience at the dealership. You earn it every time a car lasts longer than expected. Toyota has been building that bank of trust for decades in America, and it's a big reason why, even with all the choices out there, so many people keep coming back to Toyota, car after car. So everyone talks about Toyota reliability, it's almost a legend, right? But what does that really mean? Well, for starters, it means fewer headaches. It means your car is less likely to leave you stranded on the side of the road. It means fewer unexpected repair bills that can really mess up your budget. For most people, a car is a tool to get them through life. They don't want to be a mechanic or spend all their weekends at the repair shop. They just want their car to work, plain and simple. And Toyota has delivered on that promise more consistently than almost anyone else. A big part of this reliability comes from something called the Toyota Production System, or TPS. Now this might sound a bit technical, but it's really a common-sense way of building things. It's all about efficiency, eliminating waste, and catching problems before they become big. They call it lean manufacturing. Every worker on the assembly line is empowered to stop the line if they see something wrong. Think about that. They'd rather stop everything and fix a small issue than let a car go out with a potential problem. That dedication to quality at every single step is huge. And it's not just the assembly line. Toyota is obsessed with quality control from start to finish. They are incredibly careful about the parts they use. They work closely with their suppliers to make sure everything meets their high standards. They test their cars in all sorts of extreme conditions, freezing cold, scorching heat, rough roads. They want to make sure their vehicles can handle whatever American drivers and American weather can throw at them. This attention to detail, this constant pursuit of perfection, is really at the heart of why these cars last so long. So, when you drive a Toyota, you're benefiting from all that behind-the-scenes work, all that planning, all that testing, all that focus on making things right. It means you can turn the key or push the button these days and have a pretty good feeling that your car is going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. It's going to start. It's going to run smoothly. It's going to get you where you need to go. That feeling of confidence, that dependability, folks, that's the secret sauce of Toyota's reliability. It's not magic. It's just good engineering and hard work. Now, reliability is a huge piece of the puzzle, no doubt about it. But there's another big reason why Toyotas are parked in so many American driveways, and that's value. Plain and simple, people feel like they're getting a good deal when they buy a Toyota. It's not always about being the absolute cheapest car you can find. It's about what you get for your money over the long haul. And that's where Toyota really shines. They offer a strong combination of quality, features, and a price tag that feels fair to a lot of buyers. One of the things smart car buyers look at is resale value. And let me tell you, Toyotas are champions when it comes to holding their value. You can drive a Camry or a Tacoma for several years, keep it in good shape, and then sell it or trade it in for a surprisingly good amount. That's because other people know it's a Toyota, they know it's likely been reliable, they know it's got more good miles left in it. So that initial investment you make often pays you back more when it's time for a new car. That's a big win for your wallet. Then there's the cost of owning the car day to day. Many Toyota models are known for their good fuel efficiency. That means fewer trips to the gas pump and more money left in your pocket, especially with gas prices doing their usual dance. And because they're so reliable, you're generally looking at lower maintenance and repair costs over the years, fewer unexpected trips to the mechanic for expensive fixes. When you add all that up, the purchase price, the resale value, the fuel savings, the lower repair bills, the total cost of owning a Toyota often ends up being very competitive. So, it's a smart financial decision for a lot of folks. It's not just about the sticker price on the window, it's about thinking ahead. It's about understanding that a car that costs a little less upfront but needs constant repairs might not be such a bargain after all. Toyota has managed to convince millions of Americans that their cars offer solid, dependable value for the money. And in a world where every dollar counts, that's a very powerful message. It makes choosing a Toyota feel like a sensible, responsible move for your finances and your peace of mind. Alright, let's talk about the home teams Ford and General Motors. These are legendary American companies, the bedrock of the US auto industry for a century. They build some fantastic vehicles, no question. Think about the Ford F-150, an absolute icon, the best-selling vehicle in America for like ever. Or a Chevy Silverado, another tough-as-nails truck. And muscle cars, the Mustang, the Camaro, the Corvette, these are American dreams on wheels. So how did Toyota manage to compete and even beat them in overall sales some years? It's a classic David versus Goliath story, except David got really big. A big part of it was strategy. Back in the 70s and 80s, when the oil crises hit, American car companies were still focused heavily on big, powerful cars with thirsty V8 engines. Toyota, along with other Japanese automakers, came in with smaller, more fuel-efficient cars like the Corolla. Suddenly, getting 30 miles to the gallon sounded pretty good to a lot of people. Toyota filled a need that Detroit wasn't fully addressing at the time. They got a foothold, and they never looked back, constantly improving those small cars and gradually expanding their lineup. Now, Ford and GM didn't just sit still, they fought back. They improved their own small cars. They developed new technologies. They certainly know how to build amazing trucks and SUVs, and they still dominate those profitable segments in many ways. The competition has been fierce, and honestly, that's good for us, the consumers. It pushes every company to make better, safer, more efficient cars. But Toyota often managed to stay one step ahead in areas like reliability and the perception of quality in sedans and smaller SUVs for a long time. It's also about perception. For a while there was a feeling among some buyers that if you wanted a super reliable, fuel-efficient sedan, you looked to Toyota or Honda. If you wanted a big, brawny truck or a fire-breathing V8, you looked to Ford or GM. Of course, those lines have blurred a lot over the years. American companies make some very reliable and efficient cars now, and Toyota makes some great trucks like the Tundra and Tacoma. But those early impressions, built over decades, still carry a lot of weight in the minds of car buyers. When you talk about Toyota, you almost always have to talk about Honda too. These two Japanese giants have been friendly rivals in the American market for decades. Both companies came to America around a similar time. Both focused on building high-quality, fuel-efficient, and incredibly reliable cars. And boy, did they both succeed. If you ask someone who's not buying American, chances are they're considering a Toyota or a Honda. They're like the Coke and Pepsi of imported cars for a long time, always pushing each other. There are so many similarities. Both Honda and Toyota are known for their amazing engineering. They build engines that just seem to run forever. They focus on practicality and making cars that are easy to live with every day. Models like the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla have gone head-to-head for generations, each one trying to outdo the other in features, fuel economy, and of course that legendary reliability. Same thing with the Honda Accord and the Toyota Camry, or the CR-V and the RAV4. It's a constant battle for the top spot in each segment. But there are some subtle differences, or at least perceptions of differences. Some folks feel that Hondas sometimes have a slightly sportier edge, a bit more driver's car feel, especially in their sedans. Think of the Civic Si, for example. Toyotas, on the other hand, have often been seen as prioritizing smooth comfort, quietness, and ultimate practicality, sometimes even more than outright driving fun. Of course, these are generalizations, and both companies make a wide range of vehicles. Toyota has its TRD performance line, and Honda makes very comfortable family vehicles. Ultimately, both Toyota and Honda have earned immense respect from American drivers. They both force the entire industry to raise its game. While Toyota often sells more vehicles overall in the US due to a slightly broader lineup, especially with its trucks, Honda remains a powerhouse. This competition has been fantastic for car buyers. It means we get better cars, more choices, and constant innovation from both companies. They keep each other honest, and they both represent a gold standard for quality and engineering in the automotive world. What really makes Toyota different? Is it just the nuts and bolts, the steel and the rubber? I don't think so. There's something more to it. It's a whole way of thinking, a philosophy that they call the Toyota way. This isn't just some fancy corporate slogan they hang on the wall. It's a set of principles that guides everything they do, from designing a new car to how they treat their employees and customers. It's about continuous improvement and respect for people. That sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful when you put it into practice every single day. One of the core ideas of the Toyota way is Kaizen, which is a Japanese word for continuous improvement. It means they're never satisfied. They're always looking for ways to make things better, even if it's just a tiny bit at a time. Better quality, better efficiency, better safety, better for the environment. It's a culture where everyone, from the CEO down to the person on the factory floor, is encouraged to find problems and suggest solutions. Imagine that. Everyone is part of the quality team. This constant striving to improve is a huge reason they've stayed so competitive for so long. Another key part is listening to the customer. Toyota spends a lot of time and effort understanding what people actually want and need in a vehicle. They don't just guess. They do the research. They talk to drivers. They look at how people use their cars. This helps them build vehicles that fit real lives. It's why the Camry has always had a comfortable back seat for families, or why the RAV4 has plenty of cargo space for weekend adventures. They're not always trying to be the flashiest or the fastest. They're often trying to be the most useful and the most sensible. And finally, Toyota is known for its long-term thinking. They're not just chasing next quarter's sales numbers. They're thinking about where the company and the world will be in 10, 20, even 50 years. This long-term vision allows them to make big investments in research and development, like their pioneering work in hybrid technology with the Prius. It also means they build lasting relationships with their suppliers and their communities. This focus on the future, on sustainability, and on being a responsible corporate citizen is a big part of what makes Toyota, well, Toyota. So, Toyota is sitting pretty comfortably at the top, right? Well, not so fast. In the car business, nobody can afford to get complacent. There's always someone new or someone old and hungry, looking to knock the king off the hill. It's a tough, competitive world out there. And while Toyota has a lot of strengths, they also have challengers lining up. It's going to be fascinating to watch how this plays out in the coming years, especially as we head deeper into this new era of electric and tech-heavy cars. One group of serious contenders comes from South Korea Hyundai and Kia. Let me tell you, these companies have made incredible progress. 20 years ago, they were mostly known for budget cars. But today, they're building vehicles with amazing designs packed with technology, offering great quality, and often at very competitive prices. Plus, they offer some of the best warranties in the business. Models like the Hyundai Palisade or the Kia Telluride SUVs are winning awards and a lot of customers. They are definitely nipping at Toyota's heels in many segments. Then you have the electric revolution, and the big name there is, of course, Tesla. Tesla completely changed the game. They showed the world that electric cars could be cool, fast, and desirable. They built their own charging network. They sell cars directly to consumers. Toyota has been a leader in hybrids for a long time with the Prius, but they've been a bit slower to jump into the all-electric vehicle market compared to some others. As more and more buyers look towards EVs, Toyota needs to make sure they have compelling electric options to compete with Tesla and other EV startups. And who knows what else is coming? The car industry is changing so rapidly. You have tech companies getting interested in cars. You might see new players from China trying to enter the American market. The way we buy cars, the way we use cars, even whether we own cars at all, could change with self-driving technology and new mobility services. So, while Toyota has a powerful legacy and a huge loyal customer base, they can't just rest on their laurels. They need to keep innovating and adapting, or someone else will be happy to take their place. The race is always on. So here we are in mid-2025, looking at the road ahead for Toyota and the whole American auto industry. It's an exciting time, but also a challenging one. Toyota has built an incredible legacy of trust, reliability, and value. That's a fantastic foundation. But the automotive world is shifting under our feet. The biggest shift, of course, is towards electrification. Hybrids, which Toyota pioneered with the Prius, are still a big strength for them. They offer a great balance for many people right now, but the push for fully electric vehicles is getting stronger every day. Toyota has announced big plans for more EVs, and they're investing billions in battery technology and new electric platforms. That's good news. They have the engineering know-how, they have the manufacturing expertise, and they certainly have the money to compete. But they're playing a bit of catch-up to companies like Tesla, and even some of the traditional automakers who have gone all in on EVs a bit faster. The question is, can Toyota bring that same magic of reliability and mass market appeal to their electric cars that they did with their gasoline and hybrid models? I wouldn't bet against them. The American car market itself is also evolving. People want more technology in their cars, bigger screens, better connectivity, more driver assist features. Safety is always a top priority. And with concerns about climate change, fuel efficiency and sustainability are more important than ever. Toyota has a good track record in many of these areas, but the pace of change is relentless. They need to keep listening to American consumers, anticipating their needs, and delivering vehicles that excite them and make their lives better. Ultimately, the future of the car industry in America is going to be incredibly dynamic. We'll see new technologies, new brands, and new ways of thinking about transportation. For Toyota to maintain its leadership, they'll need to do what they've always done best: focus on quality, innovate thoughtfully, and build cars that people can trust and afford. It won't be easy, the competition is fierce. But if any company has the discipline and the vision to navigate these changes successfully, it's Toyota. It's going to be a fascinating ride, folks. I can't wait to see what's next.